Good morning. It's just short after 8 o'clock. This will be my 15th and probably last meal on this canister. Probably no surprise to you what I'm having this morning. I find though that when actually the problem I had before when it taking more than one click to get it to go, you have to turn it on full or very close to full for it to light. And breakfast this morning, of course, is the same thing. Oatmeal with cranberries and cinnamon and apples for my vitamin C energy drink. And it is a little chilly out, which is why I'm wearing a jacket. I'll have some tea. I'm assuming this is the 15th meal with this canister. I want to run it for about 2 or 3 minutes for each meal. This will likely be the last meal I get on this canister. This morning after breakfast, it'll just be paddling across behind me to the portage in the Clara Lake. There's a small waterfalls there for me to photograph. And I'm not sure if I can get all the way down to Clara Lake or not. The map calls it one portage of I think 1,090 meters or something like that. But it does kind of show that you have to go through Pincer Lake. So I'm not too sure about that, but we'll walk down there as far as we can after we get to the falls, and then the rest of the day will just be a very relaxing day. This is the way to wake up. Sitting on the beach here, nice little morning tea, sun's just coming up. This is going to be a very relaxing day. No wind, very flat water. Hoping it stays this way tomorrow when I paddle out. This is a good way to start the day. You can see how calm the water is. Look at that. And there's my destination today. Well, I'm all set to go. I have a long way to go, just across the lake here. From here to there. It's 9:30. I am packing food there for lunch, depending on how long I'm over there for. Water, and of course I'm wearing my PFD. I'm looking over there. I don't see a good spot to land, but you can land there. People were there on Wednesday when I first arrived. People were over there, so looking forward to it. The falls apparently is only about 60 or 70 meters in, so that's pretty easy. And I will walk down as far as I can along the trails, see if I can see Clara Lake. Still nice and calm. And so far, I'm in luck. Well, after about 2 minutes, I arrived on the other side. There's my campsite over there on the island. Two things I do as soon as I arrive. I always bring up my boat, so I'm away from any landing point. I landed actually right here. It's all rocks. But I bring up my canoe so it's out of the way of anybody who's portaging one way or another. The portage is right here. So I make sure I do that. And because I am going solo and I'm not on my campsite, I send out a signal with my Zoleo unit to tell people at home that I'm not on my site and I'm somewhere else. If something happens to me, this is where I am. I've been out canoeing since I was, my first trip was, I was 26 years old. I'm 64 now. Never had any problems, but you've got to be safe. And the older you get, the safer, in my opinion, the safer that you have to be. Okay, I'm just going to, the portage here says it's 1165. It's a short walk up to the falls apparently, and we'll just walk up there and see what we find. There we go. Now I can hear the water from my campsite, and I can hear it now, and acquaintances of mine that have been up here before tell me that the little waterfall is only about 60 or 70 meters up from McCraney Lake. So it should be a short walk to get to any little waterfalls. Well, at this point, this is not seeing any water there. Of course, I can hear something. I haven't gone in that far yet. So, getting closer. Hopefully getting closer. Let's see. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if you saw it in the video here. Let's just move down here. This is the sound I've been hearing. Let's walk down here. There we go. Now, it did rain here Monday or Tuesday. But before that was a dry spell. So I'm lucky and glad there's actually water here. So this fall is coming in from Clara Lake. Nice pretty little falls. And that's by Jeff lists 2 little falls here. So we'll see if there's another drop further down the trail. But I would count this and up there as being just one falls. The definition that I use and other people have used before, if you can stand at one location and see both drops, it's one waterfall. Stand at one location safely and see both drops, that's one waterfalls. This is the tripod that I use for photographing waterfalls. I'm taking them at 2 or 3 second exposures. So I bring this tripod in with me. It holds my camera. The thing about it that I like, in just a second I'll have to show you. The thing about it I like is it'll also adjust up to hold my phone. So if I want to do any selfie shots or shots at the campsite when I'm talking, I can use this as my cell phone holder and as my camera for photographing these beautiful waterfalls. Well, I would say that it's a surprise to see water here. I am glad that there is. But my good friend Jay was here just last week, and he sent me a a short video of this falls here. So I knew that there'd be water here. I'm glad because it's been dry for most of the summer. There was a group here that a number of years ago that went through here, and he was saying that at that time it was the highest that he'd ever seen it. And I saw his videos. That's Mark Rubio, I believe is his last name. Him and Jeff and the group 6 on 6 were here, I think in 2017, and they were saying that it was the highest that they've ever seen this falls, and it's about the same flow as it is now. So I'm thankful. I'm going to move up here and see if there is a second drop further up on the trail. So we're walking up here. The creek is right down here. Can't see a lot of water at this point, but I can hear some more of a drop. I can hear water, whether it's just a rapids or a little chute. We'll find out. I'm at the point. Well, let's get down here. This is only about, I don't know, 30 meters up from the last one. There's a down tree here blocking a lot of water, but water's still getting through to the falls down below. You wouldn't know it from here. As you look down there, all you see is rocks. But there's water getting through there to that falls, and there's a nice little drop here. So I would say that yes, I can count that as a second waterfalls here on the Clara Lake portage. It does show on maps by Jeff that he does show it at 2 separate waterfalls, so this is nice. Generally, when I'm taking pictures of waterfalls like this one, I use on my camera what's called a variable neutral density filter. What it does is it blocks out light coming in from the sun, so even when the sun is out, like it is now, I can shoot a 1, 2, or 3 second exposure and get a nice silky look to the falls. However, with all the trees here, it's already pretty dark in here. I didn't need to use that on this falls. Yeah, I'm surprised with the down tree there and everything that enough water can get through here to get flow to the next falls, which is only about 40 meters downstream. This is the view from the portage. We will carry on, and I like visiting all the lakes as well that I can get to, just to say that I've seen that lake. Silly, but whatever. So I'll go up here, see if I can get up to Clara Lake, or if there's any more scenic drops, little cascades up here. Could be. One never knows. That's why we explore. Well, I'm hearing something and I'm seeing, oh, look at this. Let's see how I can, best way of getting in there. More sun from this location. Oh yeah, I can walk in here. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, can't see much in that view. Let me point the camera to the right view here. Look at this. That's a surprise. Because I could count that last drop I was at as a separate waterfalls. But if we had a wetter summer, this would be really flowing. Now this little creek comes down, I believe, from Clara Lake. Oh, we'll stop here and get more pictures. Like I said, this is why we explore. This one may be harder to photograph just because of the angle that it's at. The sun is right up here. And I can't get that drop. And there's a bit of water coming up over here too. Really can't see it too well here. But this is the main part of this falls here. We'll look for a spot to get a good picture. Or two. This is the front view here. But with the sun right behind here, it's a little bit hard to photograph nicely. Still a lovely view. I'm going to move over there, over this side here, show you the view from that spot. This is called getting up close and personal to the falls. I got any closer to getting my feet wet. I think this is a nicer view of this falls. We'll just look up here, and here's the top drop. See if I can, there's too much glare. Let's see if I can get up there and get some pictures or video. Now even though there are two drops here, one there and one there, this is classified as one waterfalls. Because I can stand right here, where I'm standing, and see both drops safely from one spot. So this is one waterfall. At the rate I'm going, this is the third drop here. I haven't gone very far. I may not hit Clara Lake. We'll have to see if there's any more drops up ahead, but I knew there was two, or I suspected there was two. But this is the third that I can call a waterfalls. As I said, there's two drops here, but I can see them both from the same spot, so that they're classified as just one waterfalls. But there are three so far that I can call waterfalls here. We'll see what's in store in the up ahead. As I said before, this is why we go on adventures, and why we explore. I'm back on the trail again. The trail goes around up here to the top of that falls. and still not anywhere near the end of it. We'll see if there's any more little cascades that we can go. As I said, this counts as, these 2 drops here count as 1 waterfalls. And we'll see what's on ahead. I'm just at the top of the falls there. Again, I'm surprised that water even gets through. The falls is right there, and you see all the rocks and trees and such here. Glad the rocks are here. The portage goes across the creek, so it's nice that these rocks are here just for us. But I'm not sure. Okay, the creek goes up here past this big boulder there, up to the left, or maybe to the right, I'm not sure. But I'm surprised water even gets down here. But glad, surprised but glad. Let's carry on through here and get to the end. Well, there's the big rock I just mentioned. And if this is a creek up here, it's all boulders. Or maybe it goes through here. The portage goes up this way. I have a feeling that might be it for the waterfalls. But time will tell. It's been nice, so I knew that there were at least, or I suspected that there were at least 2 drops here. It's nice to get a third. As people know, a lot of my, not all, but a lot of my trips are planned around wanting to see some waterfalls. I'm not hearing any more moving water sounds, so that might just be it. Let's go up here and see if we can get to Clara Lake though. This tree obviously I think was probably struck by lightning, and it's a nice little V. Interesting. Yeah, we're definitely moving away from the creek. I suspect that the portages in this area, this one going from McCraney to Clara, and one going from McCraney to Hood, are probably not that well used. They're both, well, they're both long, over a kilometer, 1.3, 1.6 kilometers, but they're both a lot of uphill. And I think there are easier ways to paddle around to get to Clara Lake. I can look on my map and see. Sun's out today. And this is a nice, enjoyable walk. Except when I trip back there. Should be approaching Clara Lake. I'm seeing up ahead here, I'm seeing a big swampy marshy area. Anybody who is doing this portage, I'm hoping that's not the lake. They'd have one heck of a paddle. There's the portage sign to McCraney. Here's the lake. Here, let's brighten this up a little bit. If this is the lake, they'd have a heck of a problem. Now there is a pond up here, a pincer. Maybe, I don't see any signs across here though. There is a bit of a flow down here. We'll check it out a bit later. Let's see if this is crossable, and if there is, oh, it's all mushy here. I know it's been dry out, but yeah, it's mushy here too. And I'm not seeing any extension of the portage here. Let's check around, but the sign is most visible this direction. So if there is a walk around, it would likely be over here. But I don't see. Here's the creek, and we will check out that that sound there. I did cross over there. Looks like the portage actually goes through here, over these rocks here and up. So Pincer, I believe, is the name of this pond or lake. We'll carry on here, and we'll come back to check out that small drop there. There is rushing water there. Not sure if I can call that a falls or not. But we'll carry along with this. See if we can actually get to the lake, Clara Lake. I can hear more rushing water up ahead. Or I think I do. So I may be in for another surprise. This is probably why on the map it shows a break in the portage, and that would be there. I can imagine with higher water, you'd have to be getting your feet wet at least. I don't see any more portage signs here, but this is clearly a trail at least. I think we're almost there. Looks like a beaver dam here. That rushing water I could hear earlier, I don't hear anymore. But this is, again, we're still at a pond area. Haven't seen any more portage signs. And it seems longer than 1.3 kilometers or less. I've stopped here just for a drink break and to check out on my GPS. I know that the Western Uplands Backpacking Trail goes through this area. I haven't seen any signs saying that this is it, but I want to make sure that I'm not just following that trail, because that goes on for like 30 kilometers. Well, according to my GPS, this is still the Clara Lake portage. Apparently I'm about 300 meters away from the lake. Just before I hit the lake is where the Western Uplands backpacking trail will cut across the portage. Yeah, at the beginning at McCraney, it says this is, I think, 1,100 meters. I think it's longer than that. This part is fairly flat, going around what's the marsh, which is called Pincer Lake. Well, Wednesday when I first arrived, there was a group that was over to view the falls, and they were there for about 3 hours. I was wondering, were the falls that interesting for them? But they obviously hiked down to Clara and back. Well, it's not as difficult as yesterday going up to Woodland Falls. But even though it is a walk in the park, I wouldn't call it a walk in the park. I can see some water. There's a pond just down here. Maybe that's part of Pincer Creek. I think we might finally be close to Clara Lake. I know that for sure when I see the actual lake, or when I see the Western Uplands backpacking trail intersect with the portage. Neither which, I can see a lake. I don't see an intersection of the backpacking trail though. This is Pincer Creek just over here. Here's the portage. 11 Clara to McCraney, 1165. I think that's a joke. This is the trail. Going through here. There may be a campsite on the Uplands Trail nearby, because looks like I can see something in here, just over here. You won't be able to see it very well because of the sunlight, but there is a marker here, and there is a campsite up there. Oh, I've had a rest and something to eat. It's 11:40. That's a nice view. There is a campsite on the Western Uplands backpacking trail just over here. The trail goes up this way and around, and here over top of Pincer Creek. Yeah, I guess you can stay dry there. The campsite is is just up there, and there are people on it. They haven't seen me here, I don't think, and we can keep it that way. I'll head back the rest of the afternoon. I get back to my site about 12:30, 1 o'clock. We'll be do nothing. It'll be hammock and chair time. But I want to thank you all for watching another Camper 69 video. And if you like the video, please click on the like. It helps other people to find my page. And if you if you like to, please subscribe to my account. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.